Okay. So what I was just saying is we keep forgetting to introduce ourselves. So this is the Grips and Grit podcast, and I'm Katie.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Taylor.
So tonight's kind of more like the what you should expect in your first class sort of discussion, because a lot of people have asked, and I will start putting out some more little questions and maybe our stories or something to ask what people would like to hear about. And some of our girls have asked, like, what am I expecting when I go to a jiu-jitsu gym? What is my first class supposed to be like? And I know each of us have had our own experiences, like for a first class. And now we're finding that we have more women's only introduction classes, which is probably maybe something we could have used at the beginning, but also I kind of like how things have progressed for myself and Christy. And I don't know, how do you feel about that too, now that you lead the women's only program here?
Yeah, I think the women's program is really special. When I first started, I didn't so much think about the sense of only rolling with women. But it definitely did cross my mind of being like, oh, well, I don't want to roll with a guy. I remember in the very beginning, one of my first classes was like doing triangles, and this guy was wearing some short shorts, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be triangled by this guy. So the women's class back then would have probably helped ease into the whole comfort of rolling with people. But yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to start with somebody. So I think starting with somebody and with a friend, or in my case, with my sister, helps break that ice. And you guys both feel awkward and you both feel weird, but you're both having fun.
Yes. But different sort of thing is I didn't grow up with a sister. You guys have been technically grappling for your entire lives in one way or another,
whether we knew it or not.
Yeah. The first time I saw like you guys really roll, I was like, I didn't know sisters fight like that.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty great. I love watching you guys.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know we argue like so loud and bad, and then like 10 minutes later we'll be like, what are you doing? Like, you want to go get food? Yeah. So I guess that's just what sisters are like.
Shout out to Dakota.
Yeah. And I guess that's a good kind of like segue into what it's like rolling with women. Like women, when I first started rolling with females, I was like, who wasn't my sister, I was a little concerned. I was like, I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to be like rough, because I don't want to come off as a B word.
You know, it's YouTube that we put it on. You can say it.
I don't want to come off as a bitch. But now I'm realizing, I need to be a little bit more aggressive. And that's something I've been working on. Personally, it's about just being more aggressive during my rolls, whether that is with a female or a male in general. But that was something that I had to get over in the beginning, was like not being too nice with other girls during matches, during rolls, I should say.
Can I rewind it back a little bit? And you too, Christy, do you think at one point, I know it's a little different because of size wise, but were you ever like, I was like careful of people? Did I hurt you? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, early days or white belt days when you can accidentally, throw some elbows that you didn't mean to, or just be clumsy because you're not sure. I used to apologize like a lot for just, I'm sorry, did I hurt you? And, a 6 foot, 200-pound man goes, no, we're okay here. I'm like, oh yes. So do you think it's like a woman thing to kind of go, oh no, I'm so sorry to hurt you?
Maybe for a little bit, maybe when you're first getting started. But then you realize you have to be, like Taylor said, become aggressive and be okay with it. Yeah. But yeah, I would say in the beginning, especially white belt, like you're just not aware of your body and like how things are moving, and like, you're clunky. And so, so
that's the perfect word, clunky.
Yeah. So there's definitely some apologies because, everything's flailing.
Yeah. When I started jiu-jitsu, there wasn't an option available for women's only. And the women that were at the gym at the time when I started as an adult female in my 30s, they were so far advanced that like my classes were never with them, and it just never corresponded. So I didn't really have like an adult woman that kind of like would take me under her wing. I feel like now we're getting more adult women who have trained, who have been there, who kind of understand, and now they're like expanding their knowledge by including others and kind of supporting that. So that's kind of why like the podcast started, is because our sport is growing and including women, and it's just a different field. Because I think what to expect at your first class, like we have to get over this whole thing about like jiu-jitsu is a very, very intimate sport, whether we want it to be or not. And that is, I think, the number one complaint we hear. I don't think I can do that. I don't. Ugh. And yeah, there's a lot of ick factors, but what draws you to it and is not only like, it could be the factor of getting fit and the self-defense that it can translate into, but also like just jiu-jitsu for anybody. Over time, you learn how to manage stress in very necessary situations where you have to be prepared and focused, and then to kind of hone your skill and learn to problem solve. It's a very big problem solving.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that like exactly what you're saying, managing your feelings under stress really helped me, not only in jiu-jitsu, but like in the outside world too. I'm like, I have a presentation at work, or I have to stand in front of a bunch of people and tell them or teach them at work. And I got choked out like last night. So what is this? What is standing in front of people? Like it gives you that sense of confidence almost, like, all right, like this is nothing. And it translates really well, I think, from jiu-jitsu world to real world, whether that is self-defense or confidence or whatever.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I find that too with, being in education in that field and just needing that confidence to have those difficult conversations, especially, and just, just look at them and be like, well, you're like a 200-pound man. I got this.
Yeah.
Yes, there's something very, very like confidence building about being able to like, oh, somebody is getting irate with me through in like a professional setting, and I was like, thinking, in my head, 3 different ways I know how to take you down. but also, okay, in the situation, not that bad, not that scary, because I do have some sense of confidence, and also through the years of training have learned how to handle myself and managing, the stress impact that like, situations have.
I agree. And it gives you that just almost like a peace where you're just kind of breathing and you're like, I'm going to be okay. Like the situation's going to be all right. And I think it's helped in that way as well, for sure.
And that's kind of like to step on the mats. Like as women, we need to get a grip, and that's what you need in jiu-jitsu, whether you're in the gi, no gi, and like mentally, emotionally, is just get a grip. And to have the grit to go through some of these trials, these physical challenges, as well as just like putting yourself in a very vulnerable position in some scary situations. And that's why the segue to having these women's only classes, like introductory, is important. But, what are they going to walk into when they come to like Taylor's class? Maybe we should kind of just say like, because people are intimidated when they walk into a gym and people are speaking an entirely different language, which pretty much Joey and anybody will tell you jiu-jitsu really is.
And sometimes they actually are speaking a different language, like Japanese.
Yeah. All the throws.
I'm like, we are delivering something. I was like, I don't know. The one where you put the leg and you do the thing, and they're like, what, the cross-ashi? I was like, sure. I'm working on it. I know what I mean in my head.
Yeah. So first person or brand new person who comes into the women's class, first thing I want to do is make them feel welcome. So going up to them, and actually kind of crosses over with my actual job, because I teach like customer service. So not that I'm like being fake about it, but just knowing how I can engage somebody right away. So I just go up to them, introduce myself, welcome in, kind of show them the ropes. And then typically I'll try to introduce them to somebody else. So they already have a buddy to go to. So whether they brought a friend, then they have those two, or if they're alone, super intimidating to see a bunch of women or a bunch of men, I mean, in general, but a bunch of people on the mat. But I feel like it's almost intimidating to see more women, just from like experience and just all the movies, all the stereotypes about women being cliquey and everything. But I don't think we have that here. I think
No.
Anybody I introduce a new person to will always be welcoming, and I can always count on whoever I'm introducing, any person any person in the school, but any person who's participating in the women's classes, they'll always help a new person out. We had a new girl come in on Saturday, and it was very intimidating because Saturday was a promotion day for all of our ladies, and we'll get into that later. But
she hit a button.
Saturday was a promotion day for all of our ladies.
There we go.
Sorry, still getting used to the buttons. So that can be intimidating. I mean, at the end of our promotions or at the end of our class, it was a whole self-defense scene where people were getting punched, and those were the girls getting their promotions for their blue belt. And being somebody who's brand new, seeing that, I was shocked. It didn't tear her away. Mm-hmm. She was like drawn into it. She came back on Wednesday. I was like, what's up? She signed up the next day.
We did not scare her off.
Yeah. So I think just being welcoming, friendly, and giving them a person, a go-to besides yourself. Obviously, I'm always a go-to for whoever needs it, but I think it's good to have a little buddy to go with.
Yeah. And everybody here is always welcoming, and we make sure that like the upper belts will pair with new students to make sure that we're teaching and giving them a good experience, and it helps us to teach.
And I will say, whenever I do have a new lady come in and I'm partners with her, I will ask like, let me know if anything's uncomfortable or if you want to stop or anything like that. Just kind of getting that out of the way first, letting them know like the communication line is open. Like there's no judgment if you want to stop, or I don't know everyone's backstory. Not everyone wants to tell me their backstory or tell a backstory to someone they just met, which is 100% okay. Not expecting that, but I don't know their limits. So I need someone to communicate with me about their limits. And I want to be sure they understand that in the very beginning. Like, hey, if you feel uncomfortable at any point, let me know and we'll stop. Because, I mean, jiu-jitsu, you get close.
Yeah.
You get very close to strangers.
Yes.
So having that line of communication open, I think it's a good way to open them up.
And depending on the type of school that you kind of walk into, jiu-jitsu school or gym or, open mat even, we're finding more environments like Christy and I lately. I know you've only been so lucky to train.
I know.
At this one. We're finding more and more like welcoming environments and having those partners and those people that take you in. I know like when we walk through the door here, everybody's like joking and laughing and smiling. And there's very few disagreements or, even though some of the men that we have on our team are the scariest looking guys.
they're sweet hearts.
They're very nice. Very respectful too. But they do have to trash talk a little, but it's all within good fun.
I will say they all trash talk each other though.
I don't know. I try and trash talk and they just kind of clam up. So I have to stop being such a bully. I'm going to make Adrian cry one of these days, even though he does jiu-jitsu very well.
Yes.
Wait, Adrian does jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. Shout out.
Oh yeah. Hit a button. There you go. That's nice. You look perfect for hitting the buttons with your whole vibe tonight.
Thank
Just
you.
saying. Yes, you're welcome.
So for those of you who can't watch, I'm wearing a hoodie, sweatpants, and I look like T-Pain.
Oh yeah, she's here. Part of the thing is we had our competition class. We showed up for that, and it ended up we had a boys' room and a girls' room, and we've never split it like that before for a while.
We had a lot of ladies here.
Yeah,
tonight.
it was really
fun.
nice. So we have a competition class, which is positional drilling, high level, faster pace, more advanced. We don't recommend people do that right off the bat, but we would take somebody who's willing to try to kind of figure it out. But that's just kind of the environment we can. But, if you haven't, you would maybe say that's not the best first class. But even if you're a new woman, like you don't necessarily have to show up just to train in a women's only class.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely kind of stick with some fundamentals with that class. And also it's just to get used to, what you're expecting. And I like the crew that we have training because it's all very welcoming. And, it's also nice to see in between the classes with the kids and moms training. And it's been really fun. I'm sure we'll have Kristen on and everybody else too, who's been moms that train and the kids that train and Twani too. And really nice to see. But that's just, the right kind of environment. You go to a different school. Like our suggestion is like, you're going to get on the mats and you should have somebody like Taylor that, whether it's, the black belt coach or somebody that, runs the school or the front desk talk to you and make you feel welcome. And communication is a hard thing to do sometimes to speak up for yourself. But I think that's also what jiu-jitsu helps you learn to do.
Yeah.
And test those limits. And sometimes we don't know what our limits are and it's okay. And when we find them and we have to say it, no judgment. Yeah.
I agree.
So speaking of last Saturday in our promotions, we have a brand new purple and brown belt here. Woo, 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 woo.
This one. Yeah.
So Katie got promoted to her purple belt.
Yeah, thank you. We are supposed to celebrate some of the good things that happen. And I forget to be like proud sometimes of the big accomplishments because I realized like, oh yeah, I've been training for 8 years and it took me quite some time to get through some things. The thing I learned most is like, if I have to take time away, the mats are here when I get back. I'm learning how to train a little more smart and just kind of learning how to grow with it. And I'm having a lot more fun finding like my confidence and, yes, my trash talk game is still better than my actual game, but we're working on it. And now it's going to be fun because I get to be purple and have all the purple and take that as my personality for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Christy, tell us all about, because it was kind of a even more special day.
It was really the best day. I'm just saying. It was, I couldn't be, I'm still like humbled. And when I think about it, I cry because it's happy tears because it was the best day. So yes, I was promoted to brown belt on my 50th birthday.
Yeah. More buttons.
Now the age is out there, but it is what it is. Just surrounded by an amazing school and friends from my school in Rockford and my kids came. I mean, having both my kids here was like just the best for me.
Because your son definitely he trained and he flipped you over on that.
It was ridiculous, but I love him. Yes. I was shouting out, "You used to be a preemie." Yeah, he's a beast. He's doing great. He trains out at SAS Team in New York, and they're always super welcoming when I go. And it's fun to catch up with him every couple months and then feel each other's progress. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was truly like the best. It was the best birthday. It was great.
Yeah. I'm really happy that he was able to come in town and they both came and everybody that showed up for the test. I mean, our friend Amy came and then my friend Anna, who was our brown belt here, and she and her kids have trained with Joey for a long time, but she was like one of the first like adult women that would train too. She'd come with her kids but I was like, oh. I was like, she does jiu-jitsu too. She's like, yeah, I just decided, they were having so much fun doing their stuff. And she's like, I was doing a mom's class one day and they're just like, why don't you try this jiu-jitsu? And she's like, and I stuck with it. She's like, I have to make sure I know what they're doing and then also hold them down. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I hadn't seen her in so long. And she's like, yeah, I wanted to see the test. And it just like, yeah, speaking of happy tears. Okay.
It was just
Yeah.
such a fun celebration with everybody, and just
Exactly, because everybody gets. Well, I get freaked out when you say the word test, but it was more. He's like, and it's an assessment. It's a showing of your skills.
Mhm.
You already know these things, and I was like, I do.
Oh, yeah.
What were your feelings during the last portion of it?
I don't remember that part.
Oh.
I think Christian has it on video, but it was like the Shark Tank round and all of the skill set about managing your stress and the condition. I think Joey said at one point, he's like, I thought you were turning to throw up on the mat. And I go, no, I was trying to turtle. I just couldn't get down fast enough. Because yes, I did struggle with some of the barrage of like it kept going and going. And I was like, but that's the pressure cooker sort of test. And we all know people of a certain age. No. I know
a little bit.
I know you got me by a little bit, but it was, you know how it feels. And you're just like, wait, I did that. I did survive. Okay. Yeah, it was fine. And it was really, really fun. And I'm definitely going to do it again one day when I'm assessed for my brown belt, and I want to make this a life thing. And I have way too much fun. And sometimes that makes me a little bit of a mat bully. And I don't mean to be. I just love Americanas regardless. But I think that's the most important thing about jiu-jitsu for women, and just to make it their own and have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And how does a woman go from just doing everyday life to all of a sudden she's obsessed with jiu-jitsu like we are? I mean, how did that happen for you, Taylor?
I don't remember the day it flipped, the switch flipped. But life kind of just made it happen for me. I actually remember I was listening to a podcast. I don't remember exactly what podcast it was. But they were talking about investing. You have to invest in yourself, and if you want to be good at it. So I was like, yeah, I'm paying for a membership, and I'm only going like twice a week or 3 times a week at the time. Like, I need to find more time to go. Like, why am I going to throw away this money and not go and see and train as much as I can? That kind of was a trigger to me. Okay. I was fresh out of college, I think, when I started. Yeah. Maybe like a year out of college. And, I didn't really have a hobby anymore. I was like, I used to cheer in college, and then I stopped cheering, and then I would just go work out and then go home. And then I found jiu-jitsu, and like I said, like investing money, like actual money here. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to just lose all this money and like not train. So I started coming more. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'm here now. It's actually getting fun. Now I'm understanding. Even those days when you get like so beat up and so discouraged and you feel like you didn't learn anything, you go home and you're like, oh, well, I did learn something. Yeah. The next time I roll, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep my frame up.
Yeah, right.
Or keep my guard, or whatever the skill is. It's just, I think really that just time kind of made me stick, and money.
Oh, I think for me, it was kind of immediate. At the time, the gym was only open on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for classes in the evening. And I just instantly was like hooked. And I was just, sorry. Okay, thanks. I'm on a little booster seat here, so I feel like I'm sinking down. A little closer. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
At the time, my boys, like I became like an empty nester. And so I was in that transition stage where I just went from being mom all the time, having my kids around, doing things with them, spending time with them, to them, one went to the military, one bought his own home and started, his life. And I was like, whoa, like now
Too
what?
much change.
And so then it was like, okay, well, I love this. And now I want to make this a priority. Like, I will start making myself a priority. And that was different for me, because as a mom, your kids are your priority. They always will be, but now they don't need me every day, and it's different. Like, it's a different stage. So I just was immediately like all in, and it just
awesome.
the obsession just kind of got worse and worse in a good way.
In a good way, but we need to work on it. Applying like a rest day. Like our bodies don't need it 7 days a week.
But they do. No, I'm trying to be better.
It's okay to rest.
Yeah.
What about you, Katie?
Oh gosh.
Because you started with privates.
Yeah, but it wasn't jujitsu. It was striking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I didn't have interest in jujitsu whatsoever, but I love MMA so much, and I wanted to go and to the gym that I went where there was an ex UFC fighter and all the like the fight stuff, and I love the idea of striking. I never wanted to be a fighter. I'm just such a fan, and I thought finally one day I was just like, well, I want to learn how to strike. And this gym is like, near the thing that I love watching on TV so much. And I'll try it. But I had a rotating work schedule at the time, so I could never make a class. So they was like, oh, well, yeah, we'll do some Thai lessons with you. This is for like almost a year. And I would come at random times because of my schedule. And sometimes it would coincide with like the fight teams, like, grappling. So it was like no-gi, and I'm watching like these big scary tattooed people and then these two tiny little straw weight women that were very high level, like just like beating the crap out of each other. And it was like, okay. and then as I, would hang out some more, like my coach would like, hey, come meet this person or talk to these people, or here's the fighter. And they like, you have to do jiu-jitsu. If you love mixed martial arts, you got to mix your martial art up. And then it got it got to the point where I was just like, I knew Joey. I knew Kyle was there at the time. And Joey's like, he started really getting into his yoga practice, and he was really developing, like he wanted to like incorporate some things and like really talk about longevity in the sport and care of your body in addition to, all the things you put it through. So then he started a class that was kind of like yoga for BJJ, and it was after the class, and I would hit that yoga class up for the stretching. And then he's like, if you're going to do this yoga for BJJ, you should probably do jiu-jitsu. And finally I was like, well, okay, peer pressure. Because if you're going to ask and you're the one of the cool fighters that I look up to, I'm very much taller than Joey, but you understand what I mean. I respect his opinions. I was like, all right, I'll try this. Was terrible. I did not like having people pull on my clothing. I was in a class where none of the men made any eye contact with me whatsoever when it went to break and partners. The instructor at the time for the fundamentals class was very welcoming. He partnered with me. And then another very, very large gentleman at the time just kind of was like, well, you got to take me. I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm trying. I like kicked him in the head a couple times with these triangles that I didn't know what I was doing, but it was just, it was so different than striking.
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't remember the exact switch, but I would do one class a week because that's all the day that I could guarantee I would make it. And little by little, I was just like, I was figuring it out. And then I think probably within a month or two, Anna started at the gym, and then I could run into her. And even though like a lot of times she would partner with her children, then also the other child that happened to be there was Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Nolan.
Oh, we love Nolan.
Hi, Nolan.
Much. And he was so quiet, but his dad be like, just partner with my son. He's fine. He knows what he's doing. He's like, yeah, he'll come over here. He'll sit with you. And like, there's so many times this poor 12-year-old boy with this adult woman is just like, well, you just grab this and you do this and you swing this and you can loop the choke. And thanks, Nolan. So it was an inclusive thing. So I started to get kind of like a second little home and a second little family. And that even though I was not good and very uncomfortable, they didn't push me out of that zone until like finally I figured out that I wasn't, I think my body was in flight or fight mode for the entire time I'm in the gi and for my first year, because I just didn't know why I was so uncomfortable with it. And it was kind of like a work in progress to figure out. And I just don't like people touching my clothing. I don't want them touching my collar. I don't want them grabbing my sleeves. So I finally like transitioned to no gi like way too much, but I like the gi. I want to like it again. And I want to stick with at least 1 or 2 classes a week and figure it back out. But yeah, I got some work to do on that whole, don't touch my clothes.
So that being said,
yeah,
you didn't like people touching your clothes,
I know.
grabbing grips and everything, but you still came back. What was driving you to come back?
The people that were there to encourage me.
Yeah.
And also I was like, well, I can do one or the other. Let me figure out this. I couldn't, because I wanted to figure out like why I was so uncomfortable with it. Why, how could I make it fun? How could I figure out to stick with it? Because people like respect it a lot. And I kind of wanted to find that for myself. I think that was it. Yeah.
Let's see, that's where the grit comes in.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it takes a lot, and I wish I had easy answers for people to, but I think it's everyone's own journey, right? Is to find that comfort. It amazes me sometimes when I see like our like new people come in, and even like our girls too, when they're like, I want to roll right now, and I'm like, really? Wow. Like I get so excited about it because that wasn't for me, but I made it into like my own thing. And then I get really impressed. And like, honestly, I'm genuinely impressed with like all of the students, their drive, their focus, their attention. And even the ones I give a hard time too. I'm genuinely impressed with that kind of attitude and that like, I would really like to see that continue. And I would like other women to find it too for themselves, however they need to, right?
Yeah, for sure. I remember the first time that I saw like a female Jamie, I saw her roll like in a little demonstration. It was like a self-defense seminar. And I was just like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, I want to be like Jamie. Like it was like, that was like my driving force. I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing this because I want to roll like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Super fun. And it was actually back to kind of having women in the gym when I joined did have a handful of women, and they were, just small group, but they always like welcomed me and helped me and just made everything comfortable. And the guys were also very welcoming and made me feel comfortable. So that really helped just keep this momentum going, because I was already like, well, I like this. So
yeah,
we're doing this.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are going to see me here. You're going to like it.
Yeah. And I think the one thing like that no matter who you are, when you join a jiu-jitsu gym and kind of get involved with jiu-jitsu in that community, you can't really even describe or put into words like the family that you become a part of.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a beautiful, it's hard to even articulate, honestly. Like it's just such a beautiful development of relationships and friendships and, just I can't say the camaraderie. I was like, I'm going to mess
You're
something
the
up.
educator here.
I know, but there are some things that I'm going to mess up. I thought I had that one messed up, but we're good. It's really hard to explain to someone else that doesn't do it for them to understand what it's like, but it's just so beautiful.
It really is. It's crazy. I was actually just talking to Terry the other day, and I'm like, it's so weird how fast of friends we became. I'm like, what? A few months ago, you were a complete stranger, and now we're like walking each other to the car.
Yeah. For sure.
But you also, sweat on top of each other, which is hard to say when you're out of context. But like,
you're also like trying to murder each other and trying to snap legs. But then like the bell rings and we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Yes. It's so different. Like, I love it. It's very unique. I guess maybe that's a good word to say.
Well, I think we definitely have a great environment. Comparatively kind of to some of the things I've seen over the time and my own experiences too. Because there are times like there are certain classes like and certain people you just don't train with. Like, I stay like I'm not a competitor. If somebody's, getting competition ready, which I think I know somebody who is.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
Like sometimes like they're not the right person to roll with at the time if they're specifically trying to compete or get ready for a competition, have a certain game plan in mind, need a certain body, a certain type of feel. So sometimes like, hey, I don't get offended if they're like, I can't partner with you for, their purposes. Or I kind of just go, yeah, I probably won't bring any, not that I won't bring any value, but it's probably like not the right time frame to roll with this person because they have a very specific goal. You kind of have to just immerse yourself in the environment to kind of like learn that and to not take it freaking personally. Like, we are here to enrich and better ourselves, but also like we really don't have like gym. Well, I mean, you do have a gym rival, but but there shouldn't be rivalry here when the goal is always the same is to enrich your life and better yourself and your skill set. I mean, I don't know. Do you have a gym nemesis as well?
No, I really don't.
No.
I like everybody.
Yeah.
Mine is not.
It's not
on me. He made it. If you go to the Keep It Rollin' podcast, Adrian's podcast, he calls me out for no reason. So he started the rivalry, not me. Not me. Just to set the record straight here. Yeah, he did this.
I wonder if there's going to be any follow up on that podcast. I heard that they were thinking about interviewing him now that he is a very well known celebrity
influencer.
He's doing
content
great.
creator.
Yeah, we know him.
I know, right?
He's going to sign things and have merch for us.
Nice. Next time our shirt will be like Adrian.
No, I really love buying all of the gear when they get their logos and their stuff going. It's fun to see. Like, I'm genuinely so impressed and proud of like, what they're each one of the team members is trying to accomplish and create for themselves. And it's fun to kind of, I literally cheer alongside. I'm being genuine, Adrian, when I cheer for you. I love it. Yeah. I will go to all the matches, all the fights that I absolutely can. And I will be there and cheer it for you loudly.
Yeah, but probably not as loud as Taylor. She got like the best cheer voice.
I know. She did it like almost professionally.
I know. It's you always know when you're. It's just it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Taylor's here.
You have a really good coaching voice. Like I actually understood, couldn't execute appropriately, but I heard you. I understood what you wanted from me.
That was awesome. What was that? ADCC Chicago? What was that?
No, I think that was the grappling industries for
Industries.
for this year. Like
I was coaching Katie and I forgot what I was saying, but I was like, let's just say like past side control. I'm like, you have to get your knee free. Frame her leg. And you're like, you looked at me and you're like, no. I'm like, okay.
It was something like I knew if I would have moved in that exact way, she was going to pass. And also it was just, my exhaustion levels are hard. Yes. I always like to say I'm not a competitor, but I think my goal is at least one competition per belt. Ooh. I have some time to bide, but I think I will do that. And I know even Christy, you would like a super fight eventually. You're gonna find one for yourself.
It'd be fun. Yeah, I love this idea because when I was giving my little speech after my brown belt, I said that I appreciated the Kyle and Joey pushing me to train like I'm half my age and double my size.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever been you always go up to the biggest people ever. Just want to roll.
Like, Christy walks around open mat just calling out the biggest guys and then crucifix them.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes lit up when he said crucifix this week. I was like, oh,
yes. She's like,
I felt it. I felt your eyes lit up.
You felt the energy.
That was also like during your assessment. He goes, why don't you break down a move you'd like to teach? And I went, I froze, of course, but you went, oh, here, I'll just teach the crucifix. This is where you put your hand. This is where.
Would you ever teach, Katie?
I need to learn how to find the words to match what goes on up here. Because like Joey says, it can be quieter up here. But yes, but I think it's when I'm put on the spot in front, I kind of blank and it takes me a long time to go, wait, left, right? I know this, and also articulate it in a way that is understood for others. Yeah, I always am very impressed with teaching, coaching. Just like I was talking to Kyle's mom. Cindy came in.
Shout
and
out Cindy.
Yeah, original, MMA mom. But even watching like Kyle develop his skill over the years, because speaking of somebody who has many, many words, but he can articulate them and put them all together. But he's like, I remember like him going from using all of them in all the scenarios to like really like cutting down and honing in and breaking down the technique. It's just so, you do that too. And I'm just like, wow, all the time. I think there was one time you taught a move and you had asked me, you're like, that sound okay?
Yeah.
It was really, I was like, absolutely. Because it was a perfect flow. And that was really, I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, I get so, that's the stuff I get excited for. I'm just like, yes, we got this.
Well, I remember when I taught and you were like, Chris, after the class, you were like, what grade did you teach in elementary school again? I was like, why? Did I talk to you like children? No. She goes, no, the enthusiasm is there. I was like, okay.
Like, it's an awesome thing. I ask those questions because usually it's like, this is so cool. Like, how do you even do these things? But I'll get there maybe one day.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't think you give yourself enough credit because you do like talk to people during their roles and you are articulating what they need to do or what they could do differently. Or I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I'm just going to say that and leave it there. Okay.
Yeah, but I should time that a little differently. I get excited too, where I'm like the person that'll try and talk you like through the submission you just got on me. And I'm like, don't be that person. Don't be that person. Yeah. But I'm like, oh my God, if you would have just like did that one, you would have had, and I'm like, oh, sorry. You still got the tap. So yeah, there's a lot of narration during my roles and a lot of giggling, whether I'm in a good spot or a bad spot.
But you're having fun.
Yeah. And that was always the most important thing for my jiu-jitsu journey. And if that irritates people, they don't have to roll with me. But just fair warning, I'm yes, very chatty, talkative, and I get very excited. And if you do something really cool, I always go, wow. Like in the middle of it. I'm like, that was so cool. Like that, I'm that person.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, because open mats are fun times.
So fun.
Yeah. And then classes are positional drilling and stuff. I'm like, it's hard on us sometimes, but it's still really fun to get through.
Yeah, definitely is.
So because you've competed before too, Christy, right?
Just one time at a white belt. Like,
white belt.
Yeah, barely in the sport.
What do you guys think about like the transition from like just doing it for fun and like your hobby to trying a competition? Since you both weren't like going into it as competitors, but you both competed. So
yeah,
what did you guys think about that? Why did you compete?
I don't really know.
Oh, well, this year was same sort of thing. Like you felt your birthday coming, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm turning 40 this year, so I better get this competition under my belt before anything else changes, because a lot of life changes always happen. So I was like, this is one of those milestone things. And yes, I did pierce my nose. It's my midlife crisis nose ring. I like it.
We love it.
Thank you. But that was the motivation for this latest competition. But also like I'd grown so much in the sport at that time, because like I have been doing it for a while. Whether my belt color or stripes had reflected whatever it needed to be reflected at the time. But my progress and my journey is my own. I'm not trying to make this my career. I think I would have a much different attitude if I was trying to do all of this for the wins and the monies and I don't think you guys make a lot of money, right?
I have made no money.
Oh, so fair. You have
spent money. You've spent money to do
a lot of money.
But I think for me, it's pretty good. And I wanted to challenge myself in a different way, like before the aging thing, whatever happens with that could happen or will happen, or, I know she and I had a lot of discussions about, it's just a number. We're not falling apart yet. And then I was like, I better get this competition in before everything bad happens.
And you did. And were you happy that you did it? Or were you like, I'm never doing that again?
No, like I told Joey once, he handed me the belt, and after, the dust settled, I think a goal for me could be just to do at least one competition per belt. I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun going, supporting, being immersed in like the environment. Like if I could just be a tag along to all of the competitions that the team goes to, I would love to. I just don't have that kind of money. And also, like, if you're going to travel, like, make it, I was like, maybe that should be the goal, is to, like, if I get to go to like a travel and away competition with the team, like, go and try. I mean, other people, it probably won't be spectacular, but it can be something I can accomplish. I felt the challenge. I had a lot of fun, and it also gave me a kind of an idea of like where my skill level would be against somebody my own actual size. Because no offense, Christy.
It's fine.
No, we love training together, but when when it's competition class and Joey goes, find somebody your own size, and it's you and me again, I'm like twice your size.
I know.
You do take me down really, really easily, but sometimes I'm gonna sit up now. No. and yeah, so it's different.
I think that's a great point, though. Like, competing isn't really just for winning. Like, it's for testing your skills, seeing where the gaps are, and going against someone who's your same skill, same age, typically, and same weight. Like, this is where you can really prove or see all the flaws in your game. And I think that's why I compete.
Speaking
we
of,
should go right into that. Talk to us.
So what brought on this one? You just kind of put your name out there to get a matchup?
So actually, I got offered a Nitro super fight in October. So October 18th, I think it is.
Hit a button. She wants her to hit a button. Woo! Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see those.
You picked a good one. It was
Cheers. Yes. So you got offered this fight. They came to you.
He just messaged me and was like, I don't remember if I ever applied before. But he messaged me and was like, hey, we need purple belt 135. Are you in? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, awesome. And then I screenshotted the message and sent it to Joey. And he's like, awesome. Like, who's it with? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't ask. He's like, you didn't ask and you just accepted it? I was like, yeah. I mean,
isn't that what you do?
I didn't even think about that. So then the next message I go, who's it with? And he like tells me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know her. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to show what I can do. And my biggest struggle with competitions is I don't compete the way I train. So I get so in my head. I don't have any confidence when I step on the mat. And that's something I've been working on a lot.
Good.
And I think my last two tournaments, so ADCC Miami, I think in November, and then Jiu Jitsu back in whenever that was, I've felt way better than I've ever felt before.
We saw the highlights.
Yeah. Felt way better than I've ever did before on a competition mat. And like, I don't know why I think about it so much. Like, I don't know why I get in my head so much about it, because I mean, you're just rolling. There's no pressure. There's no money on the line. I mean, for not really.
Well,
so
that's probably going to be another episode. We're definitely going to explore more, because a lot of the reason we don't compete is because at the stage that we're at, we don't find a lot of women our age, obviously, that are still the high level and want to compete. So a lot of times the weight class divisions for women get all smushed together. Yeah. All the ages get smushed together. You're going against like, people that are either like, 20, 30 pounds bigger than you, or, me, I'm going against people that are 30 pounds smaller than me, and I'm just a bully, or I can't keep up because they are definitely in the like earlier adult stages, and I'm a master, and I'm just like, all right, I know kind of there, and so that has definitely messed with my head. I'm sure that has more than messed with your head, because you've even gone on chat forums to see if there's anybody that would do that at this time. And just to see what's out there. And you're also, but that's the plague of women's jiu-jitsu competitions right now. And which is why, like, we want to see more women on the mats who want to participate in this sport. We want to see more women on the mats to enjoy it like I do, or like Christy does. And then, just to do it for their health and the benefits that it provides. So I would definitely say, I want to explore more about like the world of competition, because it fascinates me. I try to dip my toe in when I can, but it's also like, this is the coolest stuff ever.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I'm quite the spectator. I love to watch this stuff.
I know, even just watching, I'm like, I think the last Nitro one, I was like standing up, I'm like watching everybody. I'm like, oh God, I wish I was out there. And now like my turn is on October, and I'm like, oh God, I'm so nervous.
You got this. We'll be your hype girls.
I am not worried about your skill. I am going to support you through getting, that switch flipped in your head where you go, I'm just rolling. I do this every day. She doesn't take days off. We try.
I'm trying.
Yeah. She's trying to like do the work-life balance thing. And if we could just do jiu-jitsu, we probably would just do that.
All
fun
day.
stuff. Yeah. So if anybody wants to fund our habit,
looking for sponsors.
Yes. I mean, I will settle for even a stevia daddy. I don't need the full sugar daddy.
Stevia daddy.
Yeah, he's just a few $100s here and there for the
stevia daddy. That's hilarious.
It's light, right? Sorry.
I never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
It's not an original thing. It was circulating around. I'm sure I saw it on Instagram.
Stevia daddy. Taking applications. Drop them in their DMs. DMs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to encourage people to slide in anything.
No, it's all right. Okay.
See,
hit something up there. There we go.
That was for you, Christy. I know how easily. How easily
sliding collar choke. That's what we meant,
there we
guys.
go. That's what we meant. Yep, absolutely. Those darn geese.
Christian has a really good camera too, so it's going to see all of the red that I just. If you're not seeing and you're only listening. Okay, moving on.
No, you're not.
Moving on.
That's awesome.
We're excited for your match coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm super excited. I think I'm going to do ADCC Louisville. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And is there another jiu-jitsu?
I'm not doing jiu-jitsu. I'm going to do Fuji.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Because
that
that is the final testing place for our blue belts.
Yeah.
We definitely have to
soon
be
to be.
there.
Yes, they are not there yet. This is their final. I am very
They wanted
excited.
to do that. They wanted to compete, and that's awesome. Kristen and Juju are getting their blue belts.
So they will be speaking with us. At the round table.
Yeah, for sure.
The round table?
This is the round table.
It is round.
What is the what is that? What's her name? Table talk? The red table talk?
Jada Pinkett
Jada.
Smith.
Yeah, Jaden. Jaden out here. Jada Pinkett Smith. She's got her podcast, right?
I think so.
And then next weekend's going to be super fun because we have
next weekend.
the JCI. That's going to be awesome.
Terry's doing that. Terry from last podcast.
We've got one.
Terry and Joy.
Gosh. And your friend Chelsea's on the card.
Chelsea,
and then yes.
Is that it for the
a lot of ladies?
Yeah. Well, that's why we're excited, and we are, want to encourage more women on the mats. You don't have to compete. You can just hang out and giggle and make fun of yourself while you're doing it.
Or train like a competitor and just imagine that you are.
Yeah, I still love coming to comp class. I love having competition class rounds with you too. But we we figure it out. I like that we rotate the partners too to get the different body types and feels.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
I think we could probably start to wrap up. And I think for this one, I mean, we'll pose some questions. What do you guys want to hear about? What do you gals too? But I encourage like questions. You can slide into the DMs of the podcast. They will be addressed. We'll put some things out there. You want to talk to us because we want to talk to you too, and keep it open and friendly. And the more questions we can answer and talk about it, the more open and hopefully, more inviting, we can get more people to the mats, right?
Yeah, and feel free to send your Stevia Dad applications in.
Katie?
Katie and Christy will be
No, I didn't ask for that.
accepting.
No, she wants a full-on sugar daddy just so she could be.
I will be vetting to make sure you guys are legit.
Excellent. Okay.
You can throw in some sugar daddies in there too. On that note,
we're going to have to get a Patreon, and we're going to have to make sure I'm joking.
She's not.
I think we should.
Okay. We're going to cut this now that I'm red again.
We're out.
Bye.